The fight is done. We lost.
There is this recent wave of appreciation for the prequels, which were so important to so many of us Star Wars fans who grew up with them at that time. I was 8 years old when Phantom Menace came out. It was for me. Can you talk about what it's been like getting to sort of ride that wave right into the premiere of Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been incredible. These films are for the fans, and to get to sort of feel their love and support now means a lot.
Yes, I agree. It's taken a while to really realize. For me, I think when the films came out, there wasn't any social media. There was no sort of direct contact with the fans. But at the same time, they were all kids, so there wouldn't have been anyway necessarily. And the critics were a bit sniffy about the films when they came out because they didn't make them feel like the original three had. Because I've always believed George Lucas wanted to take the prequels in a different direction and make different kinds of movies, which he did. And but now you feel that warmth from the fans after many years, and it's really nice.
Now, Deborah, you obviously, this is not your first sort of foray into the Star Wars universe. You directed a few episodes on The Mandalorian. What did you take forward from that experience into directing Obi-Wan Kenobi?
For me, I don't think I could have done this show if I hadn't done Mandalorian first. And it was for a number of reasons. I obviously got to work with John and Dave and just kind of really absorb Star Wars and learn it. And also just practically learning everything from droids to creatures and how the galaxy works. And another big component of that was StageCraft, is that we started that technology on Mandalorian. And that was something that I was really excited to continue doing on Kenobi.
And that must have, Ewan and Hayden, that must have been a huge change for you because as we know, the prequels really sort of pushed the envelope on what you could do on blue and green screen. What was it like coming back in and all of a sudden everything that you were trying to imagine on the sets of the prequels is right in front of you?
We started using, Attack of the Clones, we started using the very first generation of digital cameras that George was pioneering. He was pushing right into that technology. And also his ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, he was pioneering visual effects. So he wanted to exercise that exploration as much as he could, of course. That was his prerogative, and it's changed cinema because of that. But it meant for us a lot of, like you say, blue screen and green screen work, which is just difficult. Like in episode 2 in Attack of the Clones, I go off on my own for ages. I go off and I discover the clone armies being built, and I spent a lot of time walking around, speaking to these long-necked aliens who weren't there, so I'm on my own on a blue screen speaking to a tennis ball on a stick, or oftentimes not even the tennis ball, they couldn't have the tennis ball in even sometimes. So that's hard. I mean, it's how we made those films, and I hope we did it well and it feels believable. But you see some of the making ofs and, the fights that we did, we just remember them now from the movies so well. But when you see the actual reality of what was there, it was just very maybe a bit of flooring, and that was often
it was a sea of blue. Yeah, it's a huge advancement. This StageCraft technology, and you step into the volume and you're immersed in Star Wars, and you have everything there to sort of react to and respond, and it's just a much more visceral experience.